A weem away, a weem away, a weem away, a weem away. In the jungle, Hello, everybody. Maybe that's the wrong song. It's the circle of math. My name is Mark Henriksen. Welcome to my garage. This is Garage Math. I'm Mr. H. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important topics when it comes to math. And you guessed it, it's called the circle of math. If you have a percent, then you know the decimal. If you know the decimal, you know the fraction. If you know the fraction, you know the decimal. If you know the decimal, you know the percent. All you need is one, and you can complete the circle of math. So we're going to talk about that today. It's going to be a fairly quick lesson. And it's just like the circle of life, right? You have the antelope. The lion eats the antelope. The antelope eats the grass. The antelope poops in the grass. The poop fertilizes the grass, which the antelope eats, and then the lion eats the antelope. Somewhere in there, there's a circle, and they're all related. So just like fractions, decimals, and percents, it's the circle of math. I hope everybody's doing well out there. In my world, we've had some really kind of cloudy weather, but today the sun came out, and we do got some rain coming. And no school coming up. That's going to be fun. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Let's talk the circle of math. So you can write this down. You can just memorize it. What we're going to do is we're going to compare them. So you can't compare apples to oranges. You can't compare barracudas to tarantulas. So sometimes you'll see a fraction or a percent and you're like, which one's greater? And you're like, I don't know, they look different. We're going to change them all to the same thing. And it's going to be a fairly simple procedure. You need to have a calculator, okay? And we're going to change them all to decimals because comparing them as they look like decimals, I think is the easiest. If you're bored and you're all that at a bag of Funyuns, go ahead and change them to fractions and then compare them. Show off. That just takes more time and we ain't got it. So otherwise you got to find the common denominator. So we're just going to change them to decimals. Okay, so we have 3 examples, then a little word problem, and then that's going to be it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Basically, you have 3 numbers, and we're going to say which is the least, which is the greatest. So here's how I want everybody out there in internet world to do this. I want you to copy these 3 numbers down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to change them all to decimals. And if they're already changed to decimals, then fantastic. And then we're going to write them from least to greatest in the original way they look. Okay? All right, 3/8. Now, I happen to know my eighths. I'm really proud of that. So you could use your calculator though, and if you don't know the decimal for 3/8, you just take your calculator and you go, let's see right there, you go 3 divided by 8, and it's 0.375, okay? So underneath here, you're gonna go 0.375, okay? Then 37%, we already did that one, right? Whoop, whoop, put the decimal here, whoop, whoop. Okay, so that one is 0.37. Now, that already is a decimal. Bonus! Here's the trick. If you have 3 digits and you have 3 digits, just add a 0. Now all we have to do is see which number is greater. We have 375, 370, 395. Winner, winner, winner. That's the leastest. So that's 37%. So what I want you to do is I want you to rewrite them from least to greatest, okay? Don't write them with these decimals, okay? So 37%, then 375, 395, that's leaster, okay? So 3/8, and then that is the greatest because 395. Least to greatest. Change them all to decimal, then rewrite them the way they originally look. Okay, let's do this. These are negative world, right? So less is big, big is less. I'll explain in a second. So I want you to copy these down, then hit pause, do exactly what I just did, write the decimals underneath, and then you can try to figure out least to greatest, but I'll give you a hint. The biggest is the smallest, and the smallest is the biggest in negative world. Okay, so This is already a decimal, so you don't need to touch it. Leave it alone, okay? Negative 126%. Remember, the bad boys here, boing, boing. So it's negative 1.26. Negative 1.26. Okay. Now, negative 1 2/3. You know your thirds. 1/3 is 0.33. 2/3 is 0.6666 forever with a rep hidden bar. But since, let's just go to 2 digits, okay? So that's negative 1.66. If you didn't know that was negative 1.66, go 2 divided by 3. All right. Okay. So now we have negative 1.25. So now we have to see which one's the least. 2.5, 2.6, or 6.6. Ooh, that's the least, which actually means it's the greatest. Because in negative world, the closer to 0 you are, the bigger you are. So this 6.6 is bigger than 2.5. So this is actually smaller. What? Just rewind that and listen to it 5 more times and you'll understand. Okay, so that's the leastest. No, ooh, this was a close match. 2.6 is slightly bigger than 2.5, which means that's the leaster, okay, of the two. And then the largest number here is negative 1.25. So again, negative 1 is larger than negative 2, but 2 is larger than 1. So in negative world, they flip-flop. I hope I said that correctly. I think I did. And that's how we do this. Okay, we only have one more. So, and then we have a word problem about my house, sort of. All right, copy these 3 numbers down. Boing, 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 hit pause. You've seen what we've done twice, so do it one more time. You know I want you to write the decimals underneath and then rewrite it the way the original looked. Okay, and hit pause. Okay. All right. Again, the decimal's already a decimal. Leave it how it is. Now, 2.68%. Boom, boom. So it's actually 0.0268. Okay? Okay, 262%. Boom, boom. That's 2.62. Okay. Ooh, this is a tough, tight, close race. Okay, the smallest by far, that's an eeny, little number. Okay, so 2.68 is the leastest. Ooh, this is a tight race. 62 or 61. So this is barely by 1/100th. That is the smaller and that's the biggest, okay? And then always write them in their original form because that's the way you're supposed to do it, okay? All right. Hey, last question. In my house, I got animals and wife and teenagers. There's a lot of sleeping in my house. I sleep too. So I came up with these numbers on my own. These are the amount of the day that these people sleep. And I want you to find who sleeps the least and who sleeps the most. So what you're gonna do is 27/50ths of the day. It's not like of an hour, it's of the day. So let's do this. You can copy all this down, or you could just copy these numbers down however you want to. And then I want you to change them to look the same. What are we going to change them to? Fractions! We're going to change them to decimals. And 2 of them are already changed to decimals. Okay, so hit pause and do it, or just watch the show. Oh, can you guys see me from over here? I feel like this is a little more casual for me. Oh, there, I got all this nonsense there. I think in this garage, maybe I can find a new studio, but I got nonsense everywhere. Okay, here we go. All right, 27/50ths. You can multiply that by 2 and multiply that by 2, or you can just take your calculator. 27 divided by 50. 27 divided by 50 is 0.54. Okay, 0.54, and I'm gonna add a 0 because these look like they have 3 digits. Okay, this bad boy. So that bad boy is 0.824. That is a lazy dog. Super lazy dog. The other one runs outside and barks at things in the backyard all the time, but this one just sleeps. 11, I just figured that because there's 24 hours a day and she goes to bed at like 7 at night. She's a real party queen, but she does get up early, earlier than me. 11 divided by 24 is, 0.4583 Repinen bar. Who knew? I'm only gonna go 3 digits though, okay? 0.458. There is more stuff, but we don't need it for this problem. All right, well, we don't have a whole lot of room to kind of rewrite this, so I'm just gonna write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is the leastest, 5 is the mostest. So let's look at our numbers. We have 540, 487, 458. Mom is the leastest of them all. 8, 7, 4, 5. Teenager number 2 sleeps the second, almost half his day, which is true. Now we have 548. This one is the third, teenager number 2, more than half his day. That sounds about right. The striped cat definitely is a snoozer, but he spends time bringing in birds and lizards and mice into the house. That's fun. And lazy dog, big time lazy dog, sleeps the most, okay? That's important. If you didn't know the circle of math, how could you ever find out the order of how many of your day people sleep? Okay, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It's kind of cool because that's real math stuff. So change it to decimals and compare them, and it's pretty easy to know which one's bigger, which one's greater. I hope all of you are doing well. Peace, and I'll catch you guys next time.